Welcome to episode 26 of the No Scrubs podcast. I'm your host, Lewis, and joined with me today, a man who doesn't skip leg day, Stephen. How you going?
Good. I'm real excited. This is the first No Scrubs of 2026.
Yeah. So, I guess Merry Christmas, Happy New World. What am I saying?
Happy New World.
I've got a
Happy
New World voucher to
Woolworths.
spend, and it's on my mind. I was supposed to take it out with me when I went out earlier today, and then I pulled up in the New World car park, and I better get that voucher, and it wasn't in the car. I left it on the bench. I was like, fuck! So, New World's on my mind. I'm not saying we've entered a new world. I'm not saying that the previous world has been destroyed, and this is what's left.
We're not shilled by that Amazon game.
Yeah, we're not. No, hashtag not sponsored. But yes, Happy New Year and all that, and happy birthday for the other day too.
Thank you. I was actually having this yarn with some workmates, and I was like, they're like, "Oh, happy birthday," and I was like, "Yeah, thanks." Obviously, I was more gracious than that, but I was like, "Do you want to know something? Do you want to know something real funny?" And they're like, "What?" It's like, day before's my mum's birthday, so she basically has her birthday, and then next day she has to shit me out.
At least it was very courteous of you to not be born on her birthday.
Oh yeah,
you know, good on you, mate. I guess it's a busy time of year for your family. Then, hey, fuck, you got Christmas, and then you've got her birthday, your birthday, New Year's, all on that fucking.
Well, Dad is also December, and I remember I was just like washing up some plates and stuff, and Mum's like, "Oh, we're gonna do X dessert for Dad's birthday." I was like, "Today's not Dad's birthday," and then she's like, "It is your dad's birthday," and so I just gapped it, ran out, saw him having a smoke, gave him a hug, and I was like, "Happy birthday!" Then we have to have a black sheep of the family, being the brother who's born in January.
January, oh, disgusting. To be fair though, that's also real close. It's this. At least you get all the birthdays out within a 2-month span, eh?
Also,
I've been 11 months to get them savings back up.
I've been trialing a new term. So, mates have been having their digs about the mullet mustache, and it's just like, you look white trash, blah blah blah. And I was just like, nah, I've got a idea for the name of it. And they're like, what? Think redneck, but black neck.
Black neck.
Black neck.
Interesting. Look, we're gonna see if that takes off. You know, it's like there are many expressions like when we. So this was a joke one that we were like, I mean, people were like, "Oh, bro, that fucks." I started saying, "Oh, bro, this song comes."
This comes.
Our group, we started saying it for a little bit, and every now and again, we're on the piss, and someone will be like, "Yeah, bro, this comes."
This comes.
It's horrific, but yeah, sometimes you gotta make these little things happen for a laugh. So we've got a few things to talk about. So one of them is we're going to be doing our game of the year. I think that if we end up picking up a little steam, I'd like to do like a little more with our game of the year thing. Maybe even get a little dressed up, do a little, not a full presentation, but give it a little, class it up a little. But we're gonna get to that in a little bit. We got a little bit of news to cover, a couple of things I want to talk about. Something that's going to be, I think, an interesting conversation, but been a lot of discourse about on Twitter, which is where all discourse goes to die, really. But yeah, we'll just get stuck into it. So the first one is Naughty Dog employees are doing mandatory overtime on production of Intergalactic to get it back on track, because it sounds like they're way behind their projections, but they're still looking to release it in mid 2027. They're a studio that is like, yeah, we don't crunch, we don't do crunch, and then they're like, yeah, okay, we're crunching. And I know as well that a lot of these developers get paid when they do a mandatory overtime. They are actually being paid more for that time as well. So I know it's going to be worth their while. However, it sucks being like, yeah, you'll work, like, you know, imagine if you do 9 till 5 or whatever, they're like, yeah, you're working till 8 tonight. You're like, bro, I didn't even pack my fucking lunch. What do you mean? Well, I didn't pack a dinner. What the fuck? You know, so there'll be a period of time where it'll be really, really shit. So I think that it's unavoidable in the games industry when, unless you're just completely independent, then there's going to be times that this happens. When you've got companies like, so obviously Naughty Dog's owned by Sony. Sony has shareholders and things like that, and they crack the whip. And it's an unpleasant thing, but I think it's always going to be there. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, people have for ages been sort of whinging about crunch culture.
Yeah.
I know, man. It's like I say, it's like it is the norm. Like Pump It trying to get these high production games out. It's like they'll probably be, as soon as like the crunch is over, a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm gonna take a mental health month off.
Yeah, I think they do a lot of that. I think they do often get decent breaks off once they finish a big project. So I think, you know, I'm sure that they will be rewarded and looked after. However, it's still, it always sucks to see that it's still a thing and will always be a thing. And it just comes down to, like, you know, some studios will have a culture around it, like they crunch every single game, and some will be like, you know, if it's more likely to be if it's privately owned, to be like, look, we're gonna take our time. I mean, look at Silksong and Team Cherry. It's like a handful of people, and they're like, oh yeah, we went silent because we were still just enjoying making the game and just put our heads down and doing the work for 7 years. You know, so
no internal conflict. We were just hard at it.
Yeah, we were just making the game, and it's a little different because it's privately owned. It's a handful of people. It's, you know, yeah. In Naughty Dog, there's obviously massive expectations on them and the studio from Sony and everyone else. And I know there was big expectations of Silksong as well, but yeah, so it's one of those things, man. We're gonna keep seeing it, but yeah, I think as well when you're, because a lot of you are, how do I describe this? But a lot of the people that like those types of games, the Naughty Dog games, are people who hate crunch. So
AI, wouldn't that assist with the crunch?
Hey, look, we are going to be getting into that though. That's a whole other kettle of fish. That's going to be, I've got a lot of notes on that, and that's gonna, but I think we'll have a good conversation about it. Speaking of, well, I guess it's AI in a way, because it's robot dinosaurs and animals. That Light of Motorum, it's completely disappeared from Steam. So this was the Horizon ripoff that was being done by Tencent. So it sounds like the lawsuit might be resolved, and I imagine Sony was like, yeah, take that shit down. So there was talk about, because they went to Sony and said, hey, we want to license Horizon for this game. Look at this game we're making. Wouldn't this be great with Horizon? And they're like, you've just ripped us off. You've actually just ripped us off. No, fuck you. And they're like, yeah, but just give us the license. We'll both make a bunch of money on this. And Sony's like, fuck you. Because they've already got many Horizon projects in the works. They've got the third game. They've got that MMO that's also on PC and mobile. And then I don't know if it's still in development, but there was a multiplayer, like a co-op game as well. So they were like, fuck you, Tencent. So I'm assuming that has been dealt with. There's been some kind of settlement behind the scenes. And yeah, they've had to take it down. And I imagine we'll see it get completely reworked and put into something else. Like, that'll look less rip-off-ish. But damn, even down to like the character being a redhead is like, come on, man. Right? You didn't have to make a redheaded character. There's always, you know how many other hair colors there are? There's at least 6. You know, give the character brown hair or black hair or something. You know, like just try to be less obvious about it. But everything in it, the creatures and everything just was like, this is trying to be Horizon so bad. It's the most blatant rip-off I've seen, like, on this scale in quite a while.
At least with the comparisons between Genshin and Zelda, Breath of the Wild was like, yep, some of the enemies look similar, and it's open world and stuff. It's like, yeah, but they added all their, like, what I think is, like, Chinese mythology and stuff, and, like, had a little bit of a base that was inspired by Zelda, but then just built its own game and runs at 60 frames per sec. No, that was just so blatant.
Yeah, and with Genshin as well, it's like it took the absolute core of Breath of the Wild and then built a bunch of their own shit on it as well. That Light of Room just looked exactly like. And I mean, I don't even want to defend this gacha slop, but yeah, Genshin did do a lot of things differently as well. Still a little bit, still with that line, but no, not quite the same. And then even in like the gacha mechanics and stuff, like in Legend of Zelda, you play as one character, and in Genshin, you've got a heap of other characters you get for the gacha stuff, and yeah, so it ends up quite different when you do that, but there's still a lot of comparisons. Next one. So there's two kind of culture war stories here, and it's on both sides. Well, technically maybe a third one as well, but the third one's a little different. So Lords of the Fallen 2, which I've also since found that it's not coming to Steam and it's coming to the Epic Store, so those motherfuckers aren't getting my money unless I'm real desperate. Because I like what they're doing, and it's a shame. So the culture war bullshit about that was the CEOs has said that Lords of the Fallen 2 will have attractive female characters and revealing outfits. And I was like, okay. Cool. Whatever.
Cool.
It's like, I don't care either way. Like, it's not that they're doing this at all, because we don't really care, but it's the fact you're doing it in a performative nature to say, hey chuds, look at us, we're making hot female characters. This is gonna upset the libs. That's the vibe I get. And I've personally said, we've both been on record saying, who cares if characters are attractive in games? Like, cool. I think that you should have, especially if you've got a character creator, you should have the options to make them as attractive or as fucking grotesque as you want. Like the Dark Souls character creator, you can make some fucking ugly abomination people, and I love it. But for me, it's the performative nature of it. It's not the fact that they're doing it, it's the fact that he was like so proud to be like, yeah, we're making hot women in our games, what are you going to do about it? You're like, okay.
It reminds me of that meme of it's a bunch of people like huddling together, and someone says like a edgy take, and one of them in the group just turns around, thumbs up, carries on talking away in the huddle.
Okay, and then they go back to what they're doing.
Yeah.
I agree. That is kind of the vibe, and it's a shame because I've listened to interviews and stuff with the CEO, and I actually think he seems like a pretty down to earth, pretty level headed guy. But this part just feels a little performative to me, which is a shame. It's not this wouldn't change, how I feel about it. Whether they did it either way, the thing that for me is that it's not on Steam. That's my problem. I would be day one-ing this if it was on Steam, regardless of these things. So. And then on the other side of the coin, we've got Team Kill Media are making an action game which looks similar to Stellar Blade, and it's called Code Violet. And they're not bringing it to PC due to vulgar mods. They're making a Guna game. They're making a full-on Guna game like Stellar Blade, but, not just with the only thing, but, not just for your gooning needs like Stellar Blade. But for me, the idea that I get as well, not wanting your characters to be modded and so on, but your whole thing is a Guna game. What do you mean? You have this massively sexualized character that's jiggling around everywhere, and then you're like,
Yeah.
nah, but you can't modify this. We're gonna look down upon you, even though we're already Omega Gooners. I'm like, I don't get that either. And it just seemed like this was the other side of the coin in the culture war thing of, we're gonna make a hot character, but you're not allowed to objectify them.
It could also be a mixture of like, no, we want the horny bucks, so don't put it on Steam so people can mod it, but we'll release like Gooner outfits that people will buy.
There could be an element of that as well. I know later there was a statement that said it was like for respect of the actress playing the character and so on as well, and I'm like, that, yeah, I mean, I get that as well. But the problem is, like, when you make these kinds of statements, people will then start being like, going out of their way to be like, I'm gonna
come.
I'm gonna do it. If they ever bring it to PC now, it's going to be exclusively those mods. People do those mods on like literally every game. It is bound to happen. So I guess it is one way to avoid it, but you're gonna hurt yourselves in the long run. Stellar Blade has done really, really well on PC since it released, because it was PS5 exclusive for a while, and then it's done well. So you're just saying no to a heap of money in the long run. Like, if I see how many reviews, it has over 14,000 reviews on Steam. So that's 14,000 people passionate enough to review the game. So yeah, it's doing pretty well. So that's all right. You can say no to that money.
Yeah.
I think as well that I got to find what the previous Team Kill Media game was, because I believe they had like a Omega flop, Quantum Era, released in 2023. So yeah, you 5 out of 10 from IGN, Rap Gold. Yeah, 5 out of 10 for IGN, right? So it's Metacritic, it is 47. So, oh no, Metacritic on PlayStation is 40. So yeah, that's the only game they've made so far. So I don't know. That's not really a studio that I guess we should take too seriously. Their one game so far has been bad. So I don't know. It just came across as well like virtue signaling to certain groups of people as well, much like the other one. So look, we're going to be hated by both sides of the culture war because we think both of these are fucking stupid in these cases. As much as I still want to play Lords of the Fallen 2, please bring it to Steam. I'll buy it day one. Please do it. First one, well, the first of the remake. Wow, they rebooted it, and it was really good in that reboot. All right, and the last conversation that'll make us no friends on the internet is about generative AI. So there's been a lot of talk over the last couple of weeks with studios using this. Larian Studios, who made Baldur's Gate 3, they've said the new Divinity, they've been using generative AI. Sandful, who made Expedition 33, they were using it in the concepting phase of game development, things like that. And so they will say, you should only use concept artists for this and not use anything because it's going to steal the ideas from elsewhere, essentially. So I believe for Expedition 33, they used some textures on some pillars that they were like essentially just placeholders, and then they patched it out in the first patch because they didn't realize they'd slipped through the cracks, and they were in there. They were like, oh shit, that wasn't supposed to be in the final product. So Larian said, I believe they said they've got like 72 concept like artists. So they're like, we're not replacing our artists. This is a tool for people to use, and they don't have to use it, but we have these tools for our developers if they want to do this. And I just think the problem's going to be, it's like how I was like, I'm not going to play a game that uses kernel level anti-cheat, right? I was like, when League of Legends introduced it, I was like, fuck you, League of Legends. But eventually everyone has started using it, and now you can't avoid it. and I found out when such Elden Ring Night Rain uses kernel level anti-cheat. I'm like, oh fuck, and like they've got me, right? So you could be like right now, I'd be like, I'm never going to play a game that uses AI in development. I think within the next 5 years, 95% of AAA studios are going to be using some form of AI in development. And I don't think you want to draw that line in the sand now, because if you make that statement, you're like me with the kernel anti-cheat, you're going to look hypocritical when everything is using it. You won't be able to avoid it. You can say, I won't play any of those games. You will simply stop playing AAA games, and probably AA, like Expedition 33. That's a AA game. There will come a time where some indie developers will be using it. I think less will be using it. I think way less in the indie space, because it's just expensive tools, which are just not expensive for a company. But, yeah. So I think that's going to happen, whether you hate it. I've got a heap of information here. So CD Projekt Red have been using it in productivity areas, they've said in quotations. Hideo Kojima compares it to cell phones and said there's no going back, but he said doesn't want to use it for creativity. He wants to use it for, more boring things.
More boring.
But he wants the creativity be done by people. People were calling for boycotts of all these studios that were using it, but then when I was writing this, there was a bunch of games that were on the top charts on Steam that were using some form of generative AI, and Arc Raiders, Baldur's Gate 3, Expedition 33, and Where Winds Meet. They were all in the top 10 on Steam. Oh, sorry, Baldur's Gate 3 hasn't actually used it, but the studio is using it. So the boycott of these studios is not going particularly well.
No.
The Indie Game Awards disqualified Expedition 33 for using generative AI for textures. They were the ones they accidentally released in the game and patched out, but they excluded them. Then they gave their Game of the Year to Blueprints, which also, fair enough, I believe that's actually an indie game. That I can't remember if they actually had a publisher or not. But a lot of people were saying that was using generative AI as well, but the developer came out and said no, they weren't at all. So
he's like, nah, shut up.
Nah, shut up, Dick. So Arc Raiders voice AI, when I've played it, I don't find it too jarring. They're just less expressive voices. So I know everybody feels a little differently on that. So I think as well, there is a good and bad way to use this. Like, I think that for Larian, right? I think a good way for them to use it would be they have a closed loop AI, so it's not taking anything from any information. Let's say it's ChatGPT. Like, cool, well, let's use because with the paid version, you use a closed loop version, and then you just feed it all your images, all your concept images and stuff, all your concept art for Divinity throughout the years. You feed it into this AI itself, and it also, because you're on the paid version, it doesn't give this art to other people. And then you're like, I want to generate a pillar from this region of the game. What would this look like? And then they generate it, and it's only basing it off their art, something like that. So it's ripping themselves off.
No, it's getting inspired by your own work.
Yeah, and there's talk about, it's like, what's the difference between like this or being inspired by, I don't know, Lord of the Rings or something like that, right? Or going to Google and going nature, and you're being inspired by photos, because that's what people already do. This is what they already do in the concepting phase. The problem is when you do it like a Black Ops 7, and you end up with those AI slop calling cards that are just done by clearly typing a prompt in, it generated it for them, and they copy and paste it into the game. That is the wrong way to use it. It's a tool to assist you. It's not supposed to do all the work for you. That's where I have a problem with it. That's where I draw the line personally, is when it does everything for you, and it shows it looks like crap. And the problem's going to be, we are going to have people that are going to start doing that. We are going to have them that are going to get the AI to do all the heavy lifting. So one of the arguments is that it is a slippery slope, and I can very much see that happening. I can, and I think that's going to show, and I think that's going to make a bunch of products worse. However, when you've got games like Spider-Man 2 that cost $300 million to develop and like probably 5 years, if you can shave a bunch of time and money off that, then the AAA industry, games industry, is going to be much healthier than it is right now. Because right now, a lot of these teams, if they have one flop, it's fucking over. Like, how much money? Because your next project is generally more expensive. So, if you've got a game that's, so Sandfall's next game is probably not going to be a $10 million budget. I would say it's going to be much more. I would say it's probably going to be at least double that, but possibly up to $50 million, right? Get a big budget for their next project. But the problem is if you aren't successful, and they've done really, really well, so they could probably survive a flop, but it could really be one bad game away from your entire studio having to shut down. So it's just because they're so expensive now. And if this can be used to help lower these prices of the development and the time, great. But I'm not saying make everything an AI. You just need to use it as a tool to assist and not do all the work. So I know that it's either you are 100% pro AI for all AI completely, or you are 0%. That's just not how it is. It's just there is more nuance to it. And it's so interesting to me as well that generationally, the people who hate AI the most are millennials. The younger, like and I think, so there's a little bit of Gen Z as well. Bit of Gen Z hate it. Some love it, some hate it. Millennials generally don't like it. Some Gen X, the younger Gen X, seem to be a little more dubious of it. The older Gen X are like, nah, this is great. The boomers fucking love it. The Gen Alphas love it. There's this gap, there's this bit in the middle where we're like, AI bad, and then on the other sides of it, they're like, this is the best. An old man at a wedding, if I tell the story on here, I'll tell it anyway. I was at a wedding. I was at my younger brother's wedding in Thailand, and someone's uncle had taken a photo of me next to this old man, and then typed into the prompt, make them kiss. And there was a video of me kissing this old man. I'm like, what the fuck? But I thought it was pretty funny. And these are like, the old guy he would have been a boomer, and the uncle would have been probably an older Gen X, right? And everyone thought it was hilarious. I was like, yeah, it's pretty funny. Like, they have adopted it so much faster than millennials. Millennials seem to be the most opposed to it. And I understand there's a heap of reasons why people dislike it as well. Like, one of the reasons I'm not loving it is the hardware cost increase of everything, of RAM and GPUs look like in future going to be going up as well. Like,
what are you going to say? It's because you were made to kiss an old man.
If it was an old woman, I would have been fine, but having me kiss an old man is too far. I actually thought it was so funny. And then I was like, in the video, he put his hand on me. I was like, look, see, he was the one pushing for it, all right? I was along for the ride. And when I got up from the table, I was like, don't you go kissing anyone else, Matt, while I'm gone. Yeah, he's a funny dude. But I completely understand, and there's parts of America where people's power bills have gone up because the AI data centers are using a heap of power from the grid, and it's costing them more money. That feels fucking bullshit as well. But it's one of these things where it's like, it is here, and Pandora's box has been opened, and it's you cannot close it. It's one of these things that you can hate it, you can fight it, but ultimately, it's going to be here for the long run, and it's just going to be something you have to accept, unfortunately. And you can boycott these studios, but like I say, within the next 5 years, majority AAA are going to be using it. Mark my words, it's going to happen. And the ones that don't, they will be putting out statements being like, "We're made with no AI." It will be a thing to be like, "Oh, people buy. Oh, okay. I'll buy this game. They use no AI in it." Just don't do the Call of Duty thing. Don't get to make these assets for you. Just
be creative.
Use it as a tool.
Yeah.
But yeah, still be creative. And even if it's like, oh, you're working on something and you're like, I wonder, I'll throw this at it. Can you change this on this image? And it's still, but maybe it's based off your work at that point. Change this. Put a little feather on there, mate. Put a little feather on that hat. Let's see how that looks. Yeah. What do you think, Stephen? If your beloved RGG was like, yeah, we're using AI, would that change anything for you buying one of their games?
No, because I also feel like they'll probably only use AI for building assets and stuff like that. I think they're just a little bit too well aware or self-aware that their own like wackiness is a product of writers and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't think for scripts or anything they would use AI, but maybe for like assets like high-rise buildings or stuff like that, still play it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same. If From Software were like, we're going to be using AI in this next game, I'd be like, yeah, I'm still buying it. But I get as well, this isn't saying to people who are like, you know, you could, it's your money, spend it however you like. I'd never tell you how you should spend your money at the end of the day. But it is just one of those things that it's going to be, if you want to make that stand, and when all the studios are like, we are using AI, just remember, this will happen. It's unfortunate, but that's the world we live in. You always lose in this. If you're the man with the horse and carriage and you're like, these damn cars, I hate these cars, you should support local, mate. Buy a horse and carriage from me. That man lost in the long run, bro. I don't see many people on the horse and carriage these days. But that's just how it is with technology, man. It's always going to be the way. Something will eventually always replace something else.
Someone comes up with a way forward, they optimize it, becomes the norm.
Absolutely. So, and I know it's going to be one of these things. In a few years, I'm going to be like, look at this fucking AI slot. Someone will be like, yeah, you supported this. And I'll be like, look, I didn't support this. Supported the tool, all right? I don't care if someone builds a house with a hand saw or a fucking power saw, mate. But I tell you what, the guy with the power saw is getting shit done a lot faster. And the last bit of AI is because NVIDIA making all the AI chips, well, most of them, NVIDIA and Google, I believe. NVIDIA's bought $5 billion of Intel stock, and I'm like, okay, interesting. Maybe Intel isn't the sinking ship that it, has been thought of being. If NVIDIA's willing to invest $5 billion, and I know right now, it's always companies are all circle jerking each other, just being like, Amazon invests $5 billion in NVIDIA. NVIDIA invests $5 billion into Intel. Intel invests $5 billion into Amazon, and it's just a big fucking, the money's just going around and around and around, and it's kind of artificially inflating these companies a bit. So yes, we'll see. I think it's possibly a good time. I'm not giving people investment advice, because every stock bar one I've invested in has been a bad investment, and the only one I invested any real money in is the only good one. So my FaZe Clan shares are down 90%. They were already cheap when I bought them, and I was like, oh, it'll be funny, bro, for the meme of phase up. It's been phased down since I bought the fucking stocks, bro. It's been phased down the whole damn time. So, yes, I wonder if because they are building those factories, I believe Intel... I know one of them's NVIDIA, but I think Intel is also building factories in the US. So maybe they've got a little... Not saying it's insider trading, but maybe they've got a little insider knowledge of things maybe looking up for Intel. Hopefully, because competition is good. Sony is to acquire control of the Peanuts IP, which is like Snoopy and Charlie Brown, for $457 million. I'm like, do people still care about this shit? What the fuck, bro? I've never given a fuck about Peanuts, man. Not even once in my fucking life. Not even for 5 minutes. Apparently Peanuts... Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, it's like, fuck. It should be like, well, maybe 10 or so years off being public domain or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it. Apparently, peanuts are super popular in Japan, so Sony is like, all right, there is a lot of
Nutheads.
potential value here. Yeah, there's a lot of nutheads over there, mate. Better than pea heads, I guess.
Yeah.
They've done a heap of like collaborations with watches. That's the reason I know that it is still somewhat relevant. Like Timex and I believe Omega have done Snoopy watches, which I'm like, okay, interesting. But the Japanese do love these like kind of mascots. I mean, look at Hello Kitty and stuff like that. It's worth absurd money. And it's just, there's a cat. We're going to put it on merchandise. And they're like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Just gonna wait till someone gets like a diamond encrusted Snoopy fucking pendant.
It probably exists.
Yeah.
Surely that exists. People have done them with fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. Surely there's a Snoopy one.
I wonder if someone's done like a full on like gold and like diamond encrusted necklace of like Sonichu.
Fuck. Oh, I wonder. Dude, I would never in my wildest dreams put on the fucking Sonichu medallion, eh? Hey, the curse is fucking real, bro. The curse is absolutely real.
I'm not a superstitious person, but not even gonna chance it.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanna see someone got a list of people who have put on the Sonichu medallion. Because there's been
Idub's put it on. Mudaha put it on.
Yeah, Mudaha, he's had a fall off. There Nick Rakita? Is that how you pronounce it? That lawyer?
Oh, Rakita. Yeah. The Baldo man.
Yeah, that guy. He put it on as well. Dude, we've got three fall offs there. Fairly quick. That's it's pretty wild. It's pretty fucking wild. That it has happened. Mudaha is definitely a more recent one, and it seemed like it took a while for his
to take effect.
His fall off, but you can't deny the magic of it. We're like 3 for 3 right now, you know, and I'm sure there's a bunch of other people who put them on, but yeah, I wouldn't fuck with that kind of magic, bro.
Imagine if you
don't fuck with the Chris Chan magic.
I like to imagine if it's like if you stab a Sonichu medallion, it will just start bleeding tar.
Like far more than could ever be in there as well.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck? Yeah, if there's any Christorians down in the chat, let me know if anyone else has had a fall off from wearing the medallion.
Yeah.
I love that there's a term for them, eh? People who know all the Chris Chan lore as a Christorian. It's so fucking good. Oh, man. I'm working on it.
It's sort of like there's another like lolcow called Daniel Larson, and people who keep up with his antics are called Larsonians.
It's a person I know the name of, but I know nothing about. Yeah, I wouldn't have time to watch all that lore because I just watched that 8.5 hour Fear and Hunger lore video from Pyrocynical. Yes, he likes fat furry porn, but he makes good content.
Fat furry fart porn.
Sorry, my bad. I missed an essential part there. I love how he memes on himself though when there's an opportunity in the videos. He will like dunk on himself for it. I'm like,
you have to.
At least
you cannot be precious about that.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that came out as well was because he was playing Team Fortress 2 with like fat mods for every character, like super fat mods. But he actually makes some crazy good content. And that was a game where I was like, there's far too much, say, assault going on and far too many just monsters with massive cocks. And yeah, you can get molested by a monster and get anal bleeding. You're like, oh, this is a game I don't really want to play. As a debuff you have for the rest of the game.
Yep.
But I was like, yeah, I'm not going to play that game. But the video is very interesting. There's actually a heap of interesting lore. I didn't watch it in one sitting. I watched it over about 3 days.
Did he do one on, is it called like Termina? The sequel?
He hasn't yet. That's the sequel, yeah. But no, maybe one day. Apparently the sequel's also very good. So.
Much like the first
know.
one, very bleak.
Yeah. Yeah, I've looked up a couple of things on it. It doesn't seem quite as fucked yet, but it could get very well into some absolute.
I don't think there's any butt bleeding in the second one.
Oh, thank God for that. There's a debuff we never... Well, we still don't need.
Nobody asked for this.
Speaking for something just as terrible, the rumoured units sold for Xbox this year. So it's rumoured to be 1.7 million units, which is horrific. That is really, really bad. And it doesn't help that the console's price has gone up fucking twice this year.
And it's not working.
Oh, who would have thought that a sales strategy of increasing prices wouldn't fucking move units?
They got outsold by a Lego-looking camera.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is not looking good for the hardware side. I know as well for Xbox is the whole thing about, do they even really want to be doing hardware? Probably not. I feel like we're getting one more Xbox and then we're either pivoting into PC, which they already might be doing, or that, yeah, or I don't think we're getting another official console, but they may be PCs with Xbox branding going forwards after.
Do you reckon that was sort of like what they were sort of dipping their toes into, just making PCs with the ROG collab?
I think so. Yeah. And the rumours that they were still doing their own handheld, so that maybe this was the idea of, we'll partner with Asus for the ROG one, and then we'll get a lot of the software stuff ironed out with them, and then we'll make our own one. Maybe that they're still manufacturing it. Who knows? But we'll see. We'll see. I think PC idea actually kind of is probably a good idea for them in some ways, but giving people access to Steam is probably not a good idea when... How many games do I own on the Xbox store? Fuck all.
None.
When I can play them on Steam, I'll play them there. We will see how things go, but I don't have a lot of faith that them doing hardware for many more generations in future. So some sad news. So Vince Zampella has died in a car crash. So he was the co-founder of Infinity Ward, who gave Call of Duty Modern Warfare, co-founder of Respawn, which we got Titanfall and Apex Legends from, and he'd become the head of the Battlefield team at DICE, and probably the most successful year for Battlefield in a very, very long time. It feels like I think it might be the first time. So right now, yes, Battlefield released a lot earlier in the year than Call of Duty did, but right now, it has outsold them, which is massive, because Call of Duty is normally the biggest selling game every year, and I think that's not the case for this year. But we'll have to wait until the dust settles and we get all the numbers. But so, yeah, rest in peace, Vince Zampella. Like, Respawn, I think, is such a fucking amazing studio, and their Star Wars games, minus the performance, are really, really good. Jedi Fallen Order. Jedi Fallen Order actually didn't have the performance issues. It was Jedi Survivor. Ran like shit. One of our friends being like, no, the performance isn't bad. I just had to lower my resolution to 1080p and change my settings to medium. And I'm like, that's because the performance is bad. What do you mean? You had to lower your resolution to half the pixels from what you normally run? Come on, man. What are we doing here?
What's going on, big guy?
Yeah. But no, they make amazing games. They dip their toe into VR as well. Like, so rest in peace, Vince Zampella, man. He really was just one of the absolute fucking legends in the FPS space, especially. Like, dude put out so many bangers. Like Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 was when Call of Duty really turned them around from just being these military shooters they were fine. I didn't really like them before then, and then Call of Duty 4, you're like, wow. When it came out, one of the best things that had ever been released. It had a really, really good campaign. The multiplayer was fucking incredible. I remember playing it in an internet cafe with the boys and being like, bro, I need to fucking play this. I need this. This is awesome. Such a game changer. There's two games that revolutionized, especially on the console space, that revolutionized shooters on console. and that was Halo and Call of Duty. They were the big two for sure. Like they're the most important shooters of the modern era. Look at Halo now. I still enjoyed Infinite. I am one of the only Infinite enjoyers, I swear to God. But yes, rest in peace, Vince. Alright, there's been a massive Ubisoft data breach. Couldn't have an episode without some Ubisoft.
No.
Yeah, not at all, mate. Not at all. And if there isn't news, I'll make some. But this is not the case here. So, they took the Rainbow Six Siege servers offline. Players received billions of Rainbow Six Siege credits on their accounts. Their rare unreleased... rare and unreleased skins were unlocked on people's accounts. $13 million of value in virtual currency was given out. Some accounts were banned and unbanned without any reason. Some people boot up games and just get banned. They then shut the servers down to prevent any further damage. And they've said everything's got to be rolled back. So I imagine it has all been rolled back by the time we're live, but damn. That's a bad hack.
Damn. Yeah. But do you know if there was any cases of players' personal information getting leaked out, like with the big Sony breach many years ago?
I believe they were assessing it to see what information had gotten out, but they hadn't said about any customer data getting in the hands of people. So I reckon it has, but I imagine they're still in that assessing phase. Especially because that's happening when they're probably on a skeleton crew over Christmas and that. So
sucks.
Yeah, I feel for them here, man. I feel for them. This is a really shitty situation. As much as Ubisoft and I am the number one hater, this shit does suck for sure. I don't wish this upon anyone, even mega corporations. They're saying something.
No.
GOG has been sold to... So CD Projekt Red owned GOG. They've now sold it to one of the CD Projekt Red co-founders. I can't pronounce that name. Michael Kaczynski? That's close enough.
Kaczynski?
One of those names, mate. It's a Polish name, and it's probably an easy to pronounce Polish name. They get so much harder than that, bro. You got fucking O's with crosses through them. You've got backwards characters. I don't know, bro. You got J's in places that J's just shouldn't belong at all. Well, it's a crazy language. I don't actually know if they've got the backwards characters. I might be mixing all the Scandinavian languages and Eastern Europe into one.
I think it might be.
Just rolling them all up. I know that they're not Scandinavian, but you know what I mean. Like all of those languages, I might be just rolling it into one thing. But they're pretty wild. It's pretty wild. It's like, it almost looks English, but yeah. So I'm taking this as they want to separate GOG and CD Projekt Red just so GOG can be its own thing, which isn't a bad idea. And then maybe they want it to be a serious competitor for Steam, because GOG does quietly have a decent amount of people that use it, because there's games on there like, so Heroes of Might and Magic 3 Remaster, they had lost the source code for the DLC.
Oof.
You can't get the DLC for Heroes of Might and Magic 3 on the remaster, but I believe GOG has it, the original version with the DLC. So you've got an option. GOG's really, really good like that.
So it's like an archive.
Yeah, so very happy to have GOG there. And,
GOG.
they're not the Epic Store. GOG?
Sounds like a slur.
That's what I was thinking. You fucking GOG.
It was about, if you chuck in an extra O in there, this like definitely sounds like a slur.
Definitely, mate. You'd be towing a line. Yeah, so also GOGs were enemies in Heroes of Might and Magic 3 they just referenced, and then you upgrade them to Magogs.
Magog!
They got AoE damage. Also sounds like a slur. Yeah, so it's cool anyway. Let's see if anything changes with the way that GOG operates. I imagine it'll be something that won't be happening overnight, but yeah, pretty cool. Right, that's going to do it for the news. So let's get into our Game of the Year awards. So I think in future I'd probably want a few more categories and things as well. But for now, let's just we'll go one by one. So most anticipated game of 2026. For me, personally, also, I want to say this is the No Scrubs subjective. Oh, there's no burp in that sentence. This is the No Scrubs subjective Game of the Year awards, okay? This is not necessarily objectively what is the best game in all these categories. This is what we personally enjoyed the most. So, Stephen and I have quite different tastes. There's some where you will see our tastes are probably not so different, but generally what we'll find is our personal Game of the Years will not be the same game. I think this year, we haven't seen each other's lists, but I think this year it's going to be the same games in a couple of categories, but yes. So, my most anticipated game of 2026, of course, is Duskbloods by From Software. Of course it is. It's fucking From Software. My only concern is that it is on the Switch 2 and shitty online, but I want to see what this is about. They've definitely got a bit of the Bloodborne DNA in there, and it seems like it's PvPvE, kind of almost, not extraction, but it almost has a little bit of that element from what we've seen so far, but we haven't seen anything on it in quite some time, so I'm looking forward to seeing a bit more of the Duskbloods and playing it, hopefully next year. What's your most anticipated game, Stephen?
So, I initially read that wrong. I read that as 2025. But, this is going to sound a bit of a cop. The Two Masters Ninja Gaiden DLC. We're getting more fucking weapons and more campaign.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I was so excited for Ninja Gaiden that I bought the deluxe edition. It's like, comes with a season pass. I was like, don't care. I bought it. I'm supporting an IP I like, and it's like, oh, and the DLC's coming out next year. It's like, what is it? And gives Ryu and Yakumo more weapons, which is great, because Ryu Hayabusa only has one weapon in Ninja Gaiden 4. Not a complaint, but I'm looking forward to that.
It's alright though. That's a fine choice. I think we can have a DLC for this stuff. Like I say, this is our subjective Game of the Year awards. So we can say whatever the fuck we want. Within reason. What's your most anticipated game of next year? Oh yeah, Infinite Wealth. It's like, Stephen, that's already out. Yeah, but I'm anticipating playing it
again. And dub.
Alright. Alright, so best cozy game. So I've got nothing. I don't play cozy games, but there's a category I think I like. I like the idea of this, but I find games I find cozy is like if I do a run of Dark Souls 3, I find that cozy because I'm like, this is a game I'm familiar with and I enjoy a lot. That's what's cozy to me. That's not what's cozy to nearly all people, but that's how I operate. So it's not cozy games themselves don't do much for me. But I think I wanted to hear what Stephen has. So what's your best cozy game?
This is solely because of a real life interaction I had with someone, and I was like, they were we had each other on Steam, and I recommended them a game I'm not gonna play. I was like, oh, you should try Fields of Mysteria. It's like Harvest Moon. It's like Stardew Valley, but for bisexual girls. And then she's just like, I am bisexual. I was like, well, there you go.
So, but because this is your best cozy game of the year, does that mean you're a bisexual girl?
I do like women. But dude, I was struggling for a cozy, because it's like I haven't played one in a very long time, and I had that memory, and I was like, I've got to do this for the yarn.
Wasn't there like a My Day at Sandrock or something?
Yes,
was that this year?
No.
Or last year?
No, but we are getting.
There's another one.
my time at cringe name this year.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I thought that came out already. I guess not. That's alright. We got best soundtrack. And I mean, this one is pretty obvious to me, mate. Clear Obscure Expedition 33. And for me, it wasn't even close. Honourable mention, Hades 2.
That is a
Also, I forgot. Oh, sorry, go on.
that is a fine choice.
Yeah.
It ain't mine.
Is that your
though.
choice?
It ain't mine though.
Isn't it?
No,
Oh, is it Ninja Gaiden?
it's Ninja Gaiden 4 because I'm doing it on.
Hey.
I'm doing it on feel. When I get up to the
Yeah.
first boss and they just slam on the fucking what sounds like 8 strings gent, I was like, oh! And
Hell
it made the fight it's so much more intense.
Yeah, I still have to play it, to be fair. It's crazy as well that we had 2 games that came out with metal soundtracks, and Doom wasn't even the better metal soundtrack.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Need to bring back Mick Gordon. I played it before they had changed the default sound, because I don't normally play around with that stuff, but they'd made the soundtrack so quiet by default that I barely fucking heard the soundtrack. And I don't remember it being bad at all, but they really wanted to sound like they wanted to push that soundtrack to the back.
Mm.
I also wanted to actually the most anticipated. I want to give an honourable mention to Saros as well. That'd be my next most, because that game looks fucking awesome. Though they've said they've dialed back the difficulty essentially, and I'm like, nah, you shouldn't have done that.
Nah.
You should have left it real fucking hard, because that was one of the things that made Returnal so good, was the difficulty. It was very difficult, but it was very, very good. So, that's alright. We'll see anyway. I bet I get into it and I'm like, this is fucking hard. Next one, best visual style. I go to Hades 2. I think Hades' art style, art direction, everything is just fucking stunning. I think it's so fucking good. I'm a big, big fan of how Hades 1 and 2 both look. The only markdown I think you could give it is that, yeah, it looks like the first game. It looks like a little prettier and a little more polished than the first game. Yeah, but it looked real fucking good the first time too. So, best visual style for me is Hades 2. What about you, Matt?
E33. I like it I like it how they've got that realistic character models, but don't spike on the uncanny valley. But also the gestrels, little brush heads. It's like,
Can't call them that, Stephen.
those people like Monoko. I was just like, that's dope. It's like, I couldn't think of little cute creatures like that. I love the fact that you got that wee fella who's like going into a scrap and he just grows big. It's like, that's neat.
I do love that. But you know, Stephen, they were all made with AI. They actually just chucked a paintbrush into AI, and they're like, make him a little guy.
Make him a little guy. And Iske. Friggin' I swear he is like Majin Buu if he studied philosophy.
Is Majin Buu if it was full of wine?
Yeah. Turns people into friends.
Yeah, instead of chocolate. Yeah, Iske was great as well. Yeah, I like, and the enemy designs were all so original as well. Yeah, it's a good choice. This one I named, so it's like best yarn. Who was the best yarn this year, mate? I had Expedition 33 as well. E33 all day. A story that really made me feel things, which for me in video games doesn't happen very often. So people I know feel a lot of things when they play a lot of games. Me, I enjoy games a lot. I enjoy games. I'll play through Elden Ring and stuff, and there won't be many times that it really makes me feel things other than anger, frustration, satisfaction. But the story in that doesn't make me, because it's, there is limited story, there is a lot of lore, and I still think something like that, if it's a game with exceptional lore, I think could still win best yarn, because it's not just specifically best story. That's kind of why I made it best yarn. But Expedition 33 made me feel so many things. It was so fucking good. And there's a couple of parts. There's a one major part in it where it does kind of move the stakes a little bit. And for a lot of people, it kind of fell off then. But no, I still loved it. What about you, Matt?
Mine is Trails in the Sky remake.
You're like mine, Ninja Gaiden, mate. Best story.
Yeah, man. It was real renowned for its story, eh? No, because not Ninja Gaiden.
That's
No.
right, I threw you off.
With Trails, they've got a overarching, just big story. They are obviously released on the PSP. Graphically, they couldn't do much, so they sort of like had engaging combat. But I think one of their strongest aspects is their story writing and world building, and the fact that we get to see it in all 3D. Everything's to scale, and also it's a sort of take you. I'm pretty sure I've described this before. It's like you're in this world, take your time, enjoy it. But then when you get to the midsection to like near the end, it kicks off, and it's like, yeah, shit's gonna get fucked. Also, you know, there's a sequel that picks off shortly after the first one, so they've gone all
Is it one of those games though? Is it like first mission rescue cat from tree, last mission kill god?
Not kill God, but yes, there is some things like I've misplaced my thing. It's like go help them with that, and then next one is just like, oh yeah, there's a real big conspiracy, and you guys are just like scratching the surface on it, and we know you're scratching the surface on it, so fuck off. It's like they're not the Estelle and Joshua is like they're not the main well, they are the protagonists, but it's not like they're not destined heroes. It's just they're doing their jobs, being braces, basically problem solvers, and as they're just doing their job, it's like something's not adding up. I think shit might be fucked. Should we look into it? Yeah, let's look into it. It's like, oh, it's fucked.
It's
I can't give too much
I've
away.
never played it,
I can't
and
give
I never
too much.
will play it. So I'm like,
Script
hey,
fan of the
shit might be
pod.
fucked. Yeah. Oh, it seems like more of a script game. I see it's on his wish list. So best multiplayer for me personally. I know this isn't the best multiplayer game of the year, but I had the most fun with it. Elden Ring Night Rain. I was playing it again the other night. I've probably got about 80 hours in it now, and I've had a real good time with it. I think it's technically not the multiplayer game I actually played the most this year, which we'll go into with the Steam with the Steam charts shortly. What is it? The Steam replay. But yeah, I had a really good time with Elden Ring Night Rain. Getting on with the boys and getting our asses beat by some fucking bosses. It was a good time with that DLC that came out, which was DLC's okay. But it's given us an excuse to jump back into it anyway, so it's been fun. Bet you, mate.
Mine's a little bit. No, I'm not gonna. It's not a cop. It's not a cop out. It's because I'm choosing this because we had quite an awesome time doing this, and I've been looking forward to it so much. Mine goes to No Rest.
Hey.
We fired up a stream. We were learning our bearings, but it was cool. We had people in watching us. And we had this one guy in particular who's like, I thought about this game and didn't know if I enjoy it. Near the end of it, we were both like, have we sold you on? He's like, yeah, man.
Yeah, he's like, next pay, I'm getting it.
Yeah. So,
which is cool because yeah, it is very good. It's very fun. We'll go into No Rest as well shortly on what we're playing because I've played the fuck out of it.
Yes. Glad to hear.
Yeah, it is a very, very good game. Definitely worth checking out. But maybe if you're hesitant, maybe wait for the full release. But it just keeps getting better. best single player game, I got Expedition 33. Had to be done. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
I have Trails in the Sky remake.
Oh,
That series means a lot to me, and the fact that nice coat of paint, reworked battle system, it's more likely to get that in the hands of people who would be like, I don't know if it's for me. I can understand people not really liking the chibi, top-down, dated graphics of yesteryear, but it's their best-looking game that Nihon Falcom has released, and I reckon it's going to be the best way to get people into this franchise, because it slaps.
Nice. Game of the year. Wow. I think it's pretty obvious for me. It's Expedition 33. Had to be. Who knew the French could make just such a fucking straight banger?
Oui.
If you haven't played it, please treat yourself and play it. Everyone I know who I spoke to about who hadn't played it and picked it up were like, wow.
Yeah.
that was amazing. Like everyone I spoke to about it who played it, I haven't met a single person who's played it who was like, nah, they lost me. They were like, I have to get through it. My girlfriend who does not play any turn-based RPGs and had no interest at all, she played it all the way through to the end and fucking loved it. Yeah.
E33.
Oh.
I remember it holds a special place in my heart because it was on my bastard dated old computer, and I had a unique minigame where I would be changing the settings depending on whether I'm on the world map, whether I'm in a battle or something. It was struggling before I got the new rig, and I was just like, I could just be like, nah, it's not going to look that well. I got pretty far in it on the old PC because I was like, no, there's a narrative, there's a world that I want to learn more about, and I'm not going to let the limitations of my hardware get in the way. Now I got a new PC, it looks like a fucking dream.
Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, so that's going to do it for the No Scrubs Subjective Game of the Year Awards. I like that. I expected E33 a little more on your list as well, so I'm glad you got to surprise me. It's good.
Oh man, yeah, I think you underestimate how excited I was for Ninja Gaiden.
And Trails as well.
And Trails. Oh, as soon as they showed off screenshots of it, I was frothing. I was just like, because it takes a long time for them to import the game. That basically we're getting the last game and this big long narrative, and it looks crap. It looks crap compared to Trails remake. And I was just like, yeah, but I do it for the narrative and the world building and the fun combat. It's not the best looking game, far from it, but Trails remake, so good.
You did it all for the nookie.
What? Come on. Like a chump.
We haven't referenced Limp Bizkit in at least 2 episodes, so we've been doing well.
We've been rolling.
Rolling. All right, we've got a couple of little Steam things. We've got the Steam replay for 2025. So I'm gutted that Xbox didn't do one, and apparently it was marketing had spent all their budget for the year. I got my Sony one, and it was like, yeah, you played Split Fiction on the PlayStation and fuck all else. I played only PC this year. So I'll go over this. So I've actually played some games since, and it hasn't updated, but that's fine. This is up until probably the start of December. But I played 39 games this year, which I played a heap on Game Pass, so they're obviously not there. 23 fewer than last year. I was fucking gaming last year. Actually, I say that, but then I got 411 achievements this year, which was 70 more than last year. I played 59% with controller because I'm a fucking casual. There's a lot of games like I played. Well, I'll get into that. Fuck it. My most played game was Marvel Rivals. It was 15% of my playtime. Bro, does that tell me how many hours? Yeah. No, it doesn't tell me the hours. It tells me that I played 118 sessions, but there were bugs with it, and it did crash a couple of times. So, so that'd be what part of that? Oh wait, why did I go to? It went to DT's one. I was like, yeah, look at his one. I'm like, that's not what I clicked on. The next most played was Elden Ring Night Rain, which had 49 sessions, 13% of my playtime, and 10% of my playtime was Silk Song with 49 sessions. I love that we get these stats, man. These stats. It shows me that the kind of games I like to play, the graph is heavily pointed towards Souls-like, a little bit of roguelike deck builder, tiny bit Dwarf, tiny bit extraction shooter, quite a bit of Metroidvania, a little bit Lovecraftian. That's very true. I do love a Lovecraftian game. It's funny as well seeing the months I played it. It's like Marvel Rivals, you played a heap in January, quite a lot in February, a bit in March, a little bit in April, tiny bit in May, and it didn't much of the rest of the year. Night Rain, most of it was in June, a little bit in May, and then it peters out a bit. Silk Song, September, October. Hades 2, played a little bit in January, tiny bit in February, and then the full release, all in October.
There's so many stats.
It's so good, man. I played 42 sessions of Binding of Isaac over November and December. My biggest month for play was in March. Interesting seeing that. It shows you what games break up. First Berserker Kazan. Yeah. So it is cool getting all those stats. You can even see it down by month of what you played. Like, it's cool. What's the least amount of games? So far, December was the least amount of variety I played. I played more now, but at the time it was like Space Marine 2, Binding of Isaac, Elden Ring Night Rain. But now I've played a couple more games. So yeah, but it's a fun little thing they do. What about you, mate? Have you got yours up there?
I do. So in the month of January, 37% Street Fighter 6. And next to it is 22% Infinite Wealth. But
what have you got right at the top of it, where you've got the Steam replay part? Tells you how many games you played.
Played.
Go through that first.
44.
Damn, smoked me.
44. Achievements unlocked, 379. I play 62% of my games with controller. Of playtime, this one's interesting. 21% of my playtime is Baldur's Gate 3. But I have been doing like multiple campaigns with like Gage and that. And then with
us as well, so it makes sense.
But then we've split to Divinity. Then it's 11% of playtime, Street Fighter 6. 8, and then third, 8% of playtime, Hades 2.
Nice.
My 30% of new releases, but you are what you play. The spider graph shows the kind of games you spent the most time in 2025. A big fucking point, heavy percentage point, or pointing to 2D fighters. Nice. Then tactical RPGs. Then Souls-like. Farming sims. No, we did get into fucking Stardew for a bit. Dwarf and 3D fighter. Oh, that's right. I've read a review.
Virtua Fighter, was it, for the 3D?
No, it would have been Dead or Alive.
Oh, yeah.
Horny game.
Absolutely. I love how it shows you as well, like, so the average Steam person who plays on Steam actually does not play that much, right?
No.
Steam Medium for achievements is 11. I got 411. I got 400 more than the average Steam player. The average Steam median for games played, 4. At 39, both of us smoked them.
I love
Your
it.
longest streak, 16 days. Average is 6.
I love it in for the percentages for Street Fighter 6. It's like in the month of Jan, 25 goes down in Feb, March, April. Apparently didn't play any in May, but then August just spikes all the way up.
Yeah, I got some free time.
Yeah.
So, very cool that they give us that information anyway. At least the last couple of years, and hopefully they continue to.
Well, it seems like everyone's doing their own version of a rap. The YouTube one I thought was weird and unnecessary.
Yeah, I still kind of like it. I watch a lot of YouTube, so I like it. I love stats though.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan, dude. I'm a massive nerd for statistics. You want to know some crime statistics? So they've also done their top sellers list, which I find interesting. Like, it's funny because Monster Hunter Wilds has been considered generally a big disappointment for people. However, it's the best-selling game on Steam this year.
Oh shit!
So say our mate who is
shit.
He's a big Monster Hunter fan. He was like, ran fine on PlayStation. Like, yeah, but Capcom have said that they have more players now on PC than any other platform, so it makes sense that they sort out the performance. So anyway, the Monster Hunter Wilds, this is done by grossing, highest grossing. Apex Legends is number 2, and then Dota 2, Counter-Strike. I wish the free-to-play weren't on there, but it's grossing, so... Oh, actually, you know what? I think in these categories 1 to 12, this isn't actually ranking them. I think they're actually just showing you, because last time I looked here, Arc Raiders was number 1, I think, or PUBG was, so it's just, this is the top 12, so forgive me. But Call of Duty, which is a generic thing for all of Call of Duty, so that's why that ends up in there. Schedule 1, Repo, good to see a bit of friend swap. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, glad to see that get the love it deserves as well. Marvel Rivals, PUBG, Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6. So that's in your top 12, and then you get down to the next 12 where we've got, I'll just name a couple. We've got Expedition 33, Night Rain, Baldur's Gate. Silver, you got Space Marine 2, you got Delta Force, Silk Song, Dispatch, and then in bronze we've got Dying Light the Beast, Fallout 76. Interesting to see that still doing well. Sons of the Forest, Street Fighter 6. Yeah, it's cool that we see that. Here's the top 100 best-selling games on Steam this year. Have a look. Warframe's in the top 24. So yeah, it's just cool to see, man. Or you go Steam Deck. What are the best games on Steam Deck? Vampire Survivors, 3 Dead 2, Hollow Knight, Silksong, Wicked. I love me some stats, man, and a list. Oh.
Stats and lists.
Yeah. Also, if I look like I'm doing something sus off screen, I got this little guy. I've just been giving him a little squeeze. Keeps me focused.
Stress,
Not because I'm
buddy.
stressed. It's just one of those things that helps me keep focus. Kind of like a fidget spinner. My dog has just come to greet me. Living his best life. Alright. So, next one. It's going to take a little bit of time going, well, actually, it won't take that long. We're just reading out a list. But we've got the games we finished this year. So, there's a list I said at the start of the year. I'm like, look, put together a list of all the games you finished, and then we'll go through all of them. I really fell off towards the end of the year, like right at the end, but it's because I started playing, because everyone knows I'm not a fan of like generally forever games. I want to be finished with a game and be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
However, I got into forever games again. Like Elden Ring Night Rain, earlier in the year I'd finished all the content, but it's a forever game. So, like, can you count it? Who knows? But the games I finished, so start of the year, Sonic Mania, Menace from the Deep, Flintlock, Siege of Dawn, Cocoon, Dark Souls 1 and 2, Split Fiction, First Berserker Kazan, that was good, South of Midnight, Baldur's Gate 3, Expedition 33, Doom the Dark Ages, Pac-Man World Repack, low-key banger, real actually surprisingly good, Liza P. Overture, Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, which was also very good, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, the 2D one, enjoyed that a lot, Hollow Knight Silksong, Hades 2, which is also a forever game, but there is an end to it, which is nice, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Banana, Pokemon Legends ZA, Still Wakes the Deep, Keeper, Mullet Magic, and this is where you find out, Stephen, I have technically finished all the content currently in No Rest for the Wicked.
You have already?
On my single player one. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I've been beast moding it, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that's my list for the year. Like I say, Elden Ring Night Rain, it's like one of those ones. I finished all the content before the DLC, but it's the whole thing. You can't really finish it. And I've been playing a heap of the Binding of Isaac, so that's a forever game as well. I've still got a heap more things to do in that. Yeah, mate. What about you? What's your list looking like?
Mine isn't massive, but recently I've finished Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider. I finished Strangers of Paradise, and I gotta say, I could not wait to fucking just be done with that game. It was fine. I wanted to see where it goes, and then I was like, sweet, yep, see it. Ninja Gaiden 4. Love that game. I have Hades 2. Again, forever game, but I got like that ending. Trails in the Sky remake. Fucking brilliant. And because there was a meme about me I just don't finish games, but I was like, let's change that. Hey.
I used to be like that, and I can still be like that sometimes, but I make more of an effort to finish games now. I guess as well, Mullet Magic's technically a forever game, but I did finish the main content.
That's basically me. I finished Mullet Magic, but it was while I had Game Pass. And I got a pair of sneakers, which was good.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I've got the sneakers to prove it.
So not a massive list, but progression. Usually I'll be all in on a game, and then I'll get to a part, and I'll be like, I don't really feel like playing this game. And then something shiny and new comes along, and I get distracted.
I've had that happen many times in my life. So you are not alone there, mate. Like, Ori of the Blind Forest, how I got right to the end, and I got distracted by something, and then I got back to it years later and finished it. Ghost of Tsushima, I got back to 5 years later. Like the same save.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm making a better effort to finish games these days. Just like, nah, you're committed to this. You're doing it. Yeah, so next thing, so what we're playing, so I'm playing more of the Binding of Isaac. I've definitely gone on enough about that. I think I've finally I think I've had my fill for now. I'm up to 390 hours now, so I've put in 40 hours or something, in December. November, December of that, so not bad. But I think I'm like, but I think I'm done with it for now, but I know I'll pick it up again eventually because there's more stuff to unlock. And yeah, No Rest for the Wicked being the other one. So Stephen's been playing it too. So how do we describe this game? So it's kind of like a top-down, third-person, kind of Diablo camera perspective, and it is a Souls-like. So you've kind of got more like the Diablo armor system to it as well, and like armor and equipment. So it's like, this goes in your right hand, this goes in your left hand, or it's two-handed, or so it's two-handed. Obviously, you can't use your shield or anything. which I've been doing a lot of. I've actually got 2 loadouts now. I've got one with a 2-handed, and then I've got one-handed with a sword that puts fire on them and a big shield. Dude, I found this fucking awesome shield. I found this really good shield. Let me see if I can find it. I took a screenshot. It's got a perk, so it is durability is you never have to repair it. So you never have to repair it, which is awesome. And then it was one of those ones that has the debuffs or like the downsides on them. And I managed to roll that into. It's not showing me all my screenshots, even though I took. Showing us like, you want to see the recent ones, 2019. Oh my, it's not recent ones. I took one the other week. It's fine. Okay, and then the shield. I got the debuff on it. It's like unrepairable. So it's a shield that loses no durability that can't be repaired. I'm like, great, this is awesome. And then I've got all the other bonus perks. So it's fucking awesome. But I'm enjoying 2-handing a lot more in this game.
How's your parry game?
Not good. That's why I've been 2-handing. I just dodge. I just try to dodge everything. The parry is quite harsh. So you're going around. It's got a little bit of survival game stuff to it, so you're like, you don't have to eat because you've got a hunger meter or you don't have a thirst meter. That if they had that shit, they would have completely fucking ruined the game for me, like entirely.
Yeah,
that shit I can't fucking stand. But it's like you collect your food and your resources and so on. You chop down trees, you dig stuff out of holes, you mine things to then start building things in the town once you get there. And I've only got one thing currently that's not maxed out in the town. And I'm sure stuff will get upgraded later.
Got an apartment.
But then as you... Yeah, you got a little house. It's laid out like shit because, to be fair, when you're trying to lay things out, you turn the stick and it goes,
bad.
Oh, do you want to move it? It's like, whoa! Yeah, that needs work. But that's fine.
Just try and put anything flush up against the wall.
Yeah. They need to work on that with like a snap lock kind of... It just snaps, like a grid like snap system. But I don't care for that kind of mechanics anyway, so I'm not too worried. I would just the reason I would like it is just to conveniently have all the building stuff like in the same place. Just by use this to smelt down your ore into your ingots, and you refine this wood into planks and so on, all in one spot instead of going around at the individual people. But I can't be fucked laying out my house, so I just do that for now. And the combat's really good. There's like a kind of lock-on system that'll do automatically, and you can switch to other enemies like normally in Souls-likes. And there's a good sense of progression with it as well. And there's a heap of missions once you get to the town. You're going through quests. There's a roguelike mode that's really fun, but fucking hard. I've only beaten it once.
Because the final boss is 2 stages.
Yeah, he fucked me up. The first time it transformed, I was like, he AoEs as soon as he transforms, and it fucked me up completely. I was like, okay. So yes, I was having a great run on the roguelike mode. I was like, I'm going to win this, bro. And I got overconfident, which is your number one mistake in Souls-like games. 100% the worst thing you can do is get overconfident, and he fucked me up. Just threw it away from overconfidence. At the time I beat him, I was nowhere near as overtuned. But I just played it smart. He's got this bastard attack where he teleports on you and then lets out this AoE and then does it again and again. And if you get hit by the first one, you're probably going to get hit by the rest and just die. So it's tough. But overall, man, like it's just these set of mechanics that come together really, really well. And the art style, we had people when we were streaming, they're saying, one of the guys was like, yeah, it reminds me of Arcane, the League of Legends Netflix series, which does look very good. It does have a similar vibe. Yeah, it's just a really good game. It's got multiplayer. It's early access, but yeah, so highly recommend it. Anything else you want to add to the rest?
We're thinking of maybe, because the actual co-op mode I think releases in 22nd of January. I love the game plan of I'll get in there, do some stabs, and then Lil's like, I'm gonna bop, and I'll be like, yep, And if I don't get out of the way, it's like, that's my fault because you made the call.
Yeah, I'm like charging up because with the Claymore, the charge up takes like 3 seconds or something to use the charge up attack. So I let Stephen know when I'm charging up. And then sometimes Stephen would just go in and I'd just clean him out with the sword. And then he's like, oh, you did warn me.
Yeah.
And we just, yeah, that was fun. Yeah, work on those synergies a little. I might even change my build to, I don't know, I might go, I want to see what these spells are about. Because I've now done, I was going to go one-handed when I was doing my solo character, because Stephen and I were playing, together. So I did a new character, so I was going one-handed, and then I immediately found, I was like, man, I play way better two-handing this game. So I just went to, I've got 2 characters, both two-handing, and it's just what has suited me so far. But I want to try use like the magic character, like use a wand or whatever.
I do.
I'm Harry Potter.
Oh, but I'm a what? I do want to do.
Shit your pants.
I do want to dabble some of like the katanas, but they're ones where it's like, oh, you need stats and this. It's like, but I've been prioritizing like dexterity and strength.
Yeah. I've only put stat points in health, stamina, equip load, strength. Fuck intelligence, fuck dexterity, fuck all those other stats, bro. I'm like, nah. I mean, I've got most of the equip load, so I can wear heavy armor and shit. I love being a beefy boy.
Beefy boy?
You dogs go outside. Get out. Get out. They're all racked up. Outside.
I love
They're
it.
all racked up. And yes, I was partly responsible, but
It's just so funny that nothing comes through the mic. So you're just like, it's almost like you got a silent house and then you're just like, well, shut up.
yeah. I guess because it's like getting close to dinner time. So, and I've got Annie here as well at the moment. So she was getting all ragged up. Keith was getting all ragged up. I was giving him a pat. And then I was like, nah, you're just being too much, bro. Get out. And he's gone outside. Annie's gone to her bed. I was worried that the snoring would come through from her because she snores so fucking loud. I had to wear a different pair of headphones to just cancel out, like noise cancelling, just because I could just hear her through my fucking open back headphones. Just turn straight in. Yeah, big, massive problems.
Massive problem.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add to No Rest? Anyway,
I know that the next thing is the co-op, which will be good. Because they've got more stuff to add to it. And I just find it real funny that you've already blitzed through the campaign.
yeah. Yeah, it's not the whole game technically, but it is all the early access content. There are quests that are there that say, oh, go to the Crucible. And you go, okay, I beat the Crucible. And then I didn't change that quest marker. So I'm sure there's going to be quests there that you actually do have to complete, but right now you can't actually complete those quests. And when you completely get to the end, the current end game, there are these, what do they call them? I can't remember, but these are infected areas that end up on the map, right? And then you have to go clear them out. You've got to beat all the enemies there, and then you fight the boss who spawns at the end of the Crucible, the roguelike area, and then you have to fight him out in the world, essentially. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But that's like, I've done one of those, and I'm like, okay, I get that. They'll spawn elsewhere. Yeah.
So
But the other day, I was Monday, right? Monday, I managed to finish all the daily and all the weekly challenges that come up. Finished it on Monday.
I had to bite my tongue when we were leveling up and gearing up to fight that guy near the burning bridge, and he jumps.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, that was anticlimactic, and I was like, oh, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Having that sewer
Had
fight.
you fought? Yeah. Dude, that's a good fight, actually. That's a real good boss fight.
Yeah, and when he's in the sewer,
Yeah.
because I was like, this is good, and then I beat him. He has a second phase, like, I'm playing Souls-like.
thirdos. Playing Sekiro. There's a boss I was really struggling with. I beat him and I was so happy, and then got to the second phase and I'm like, oh fuck, beat that, get to the third phase. I'm like, whoa, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. The third phase? Yeah, don't get many third phase fights, but goddamn, you do.
What would be awesome is if they teased a fourth stage fight where the health bar just starts filling up and then it just hits back to the bottom and then the character just dies. So you've had enough.
That's enough of that, mate. All right. So, is there anything else you're playing as well?
Me? Well, I fucking blitzed through Tomb Raider, which was good. Tomb Raider 2
that's right.
was good. No, Tomb Raider 2 was a really good game. Real good. Especially having the Baba Yaga DLC. Such a fun ass fight. A lot of like.
Second one is Rise of the Tomb Raider, is it?
Yes. And so yeah, I finished that, and then I got to the third one, which I had more of appreciation for because I love jungle settings over snow and deserts, and I was doing real well.
Same.
And then Cyberpunk 2077 happened. Mixture of two things. It was on sale. I real like the Bill Murray cover they did for one of these songs. But then come Christmas, I was just like, what would be fucking mint is if a family member gave me a Steam voucher. And come Christmas, Mum hands me Steam vouchers. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Because, yeah, it was $35.
Absolute mad woman, she did it.
Yeah, and then I bought it, and I've been playing it ever since, got the DLC. It almost goes against what would be a game I play. First person shooter, Western RPG does not hit with me. Like I tried Outer Worlds 2. I was like, this game is fine. Cyberpunk. Oh, I think one day I spent close to 8 hours playing it, only getting up to like stretch and eat.
Damn.
The narrative's got me.
That's dedication.
Narrative's got me. The gunplay is fucking good. And yeah, no, I'm glad that I waited this long to play it where all the bugs have been ironed out. Superb game. And the only thing was, my only complaint at the moment was I'll play mouse and keyboard for the shooties. Driving in the vehicles is on the piss mouse and keyboard. But then I picked up...
I don't find it too bad, but I've played a lot more of those type like games where you've got to drive on mouse and keyboard.
But then when I picked up the controller, it was just so much easier.
Yeah, my boss is a man who always swore by... He'd play GTA 5 on PC, and he'd be running around shooting, keyboard and mouse, and then he'd pick up a controller to drive the car every time.
I was doing that until I was just like, nah, I'll just controller, and it's been fine. Yeah. But I'm glad there are other people out there shooting on the board, skirting on the controller.
Yeah, you just get so much more precision on the mouse than you do on a thumbstick, eh?
Yeah.
Like for shooting. Like it just is that like, but then that's the compromise of like the reason why I have more time on controller this year is like every single fucking Souls, like if you play it on a keyboard and mouse, you're a fucking madman. Just like that. But anything where I've got to aim a gun, like third person's often okay on a controller. I still prefer it on a mouse. First person, you're doing it wrong if you're fucking shooting on a controller versus a keyboard and mouse. Like, but that same goes like because people I play it, it's fine. I'm like, hey man, you do you. That's fine. My mate plays Dark Souls on fucking keyboard and mouse. Okay, you can do it, but there's better tools at your disposal.
Two things I really appreciate, driving wise, in it is you can, if you've got a quest marker or you set a marker and you're on the road, you can auto drive.
Yeah, that's cool though. There's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good ideas. It's a shame with the launch and everything like that. It was mostly to do with the last gen consoles, and they were self-publishing, and they're like, we really got to make the money back, and it was not their best call. Ultimately, it hurt them a lot doing that, but
The other thing
it is what it is.
the other thing I appreciate that I didn't think I'd appreciate like at all, they have a radio station that is just black metal.
It's real hefty.
It's so
not like a.
yeah.
It's not like I loved the Sleeping Dogs how they had the Roadrunner Records radio station, and Trivium and Lamb of God and stuff, and I'm like, hell yeah. And then they're like, yeah, this one's just black metal. You're like, oh, Jesus.
Black metal, borderline fucking death metal, and no, not slam, but like they'd have ones which is the black metal tropes of the sort of like the vocals with the just blast beats and stuff, but then they'd have some hefty fucking tracks on it. So I'll just be on Jackie Wells' fucking motorcycle blasting black metal.
Yeah, this rules. This is peak.
This is cool.
Hell yeah. Anything else on the list you're playing?
My old boss gifted me Mass Builder, the
Nice.
robot mech builder, and I'm really enjoying it because I had the demo. Thing is, I want to spend my time making real cool robots. The only downside is you need to play the game to unlock parts, and the combat it's fine, but there's literally no weight to anything. Like no matter how big your mech is, it still like glides, and there's definitely a balancing issue between the ranged weapons and close range. Like range just rips. You use your little swords and stuff because you want to look cool, but if you want to get shit done, it's just range all day.
No, it's bad. Yeah, you gotta be able to balance that. The melee stuff has to be borderline broken, but it's got to be real hard to get to people.
Yeah.
You got to be like, and the idea is like the risks of in a mech game of you using a mech that is going to be really fast with a big sword, and it's going to be real fragile. But if you get to them, you fuck them up. That's got to be the compromise, right? So yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
Dude, I'm pretty spoilt for choice when it comes to games in the moment, but I'm locking in with Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I still need to finish it, but one day.
Dude,
one day I'll get back to it.
Oh, another cool story was saw my mate on one of my mates. He's very busy because his work and stuff. I saw him playing Cyberpunk, and we just messaged each other. He's like, "Sup, choom," and we're just talking about how much we're enjoying our playthrough.
Choom is like chum, just so everyone knows. It's like chum.
Hey.
It's not calling him a slur.
Thank you.
Just saving you on that one. Yeah. So that's what we've been playing. Got a Steam review. No Rest for the Wicked. Yeah, review, bruh. No Rest for the Wicked. I got a review of No Rest for the GPU by ZJM. Yeah, it is pretty GPU intensive, and hopefully in time they'll get that a little better optimized. Runs fine on my PC, but I'm hitting like 90 frames, and I'm like, I think that I could get more on this type of game. It's not. It was top down. I'm like, I could push more, but so I guess on older hardware it's probably struggling. saw that same review twice as well. So I'm like, oh. But it was early access, so I imagine they're in the adding shit into the game phase, and then there'll be the optimization for full release. All right, what have you got?
Mine is for Cyberpunk. It's from a person called Game Over Sucker, and this is good because in the game, you have to go to basically for a mission. There's like a prostitute, but you go to the place because you're interrogating them, and they're like, it's a boy and a girl, and you see their faces and their names, and then afterwards they give the prompt. It's like, who would you like to spend the night with or spend time with? And Game Over Sucker says, just remember, Angel is a dude, Sky is a chick.
Yeah, you've got those two names where you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah, easy to make the wrong choice there. You're definitely spending it with the dude.
Yeah.
Ooh, woman? I might get cooties, bro.
No, they just don't.
Nothing gayer than cooties.
from a girl.
Oh.
Kissing a girl, that's gay.
Yeah. Right, well, it's going to do it for episode 26 of the No Scrubs podcast. So, thanks for tuning in. Happy New Year and all that. Not new world. We're still in the same world. It's the same world as what you left in 2025. But probably worse.
Probably.
Until next time, have a good one.
Peace.